1 minute after 11 o'clock. And welcome to Voices, a forum for letting your voice shine. And today, well, we pretty much have an open format Voices today. So as usual, I'll pitch some stories, some talking points that may help to spark the discussion, but the ball is in your court. You can give us a call at 466-0989, 762-0989. And just reminding you that if you're listening on Facebook or YouTube, you can send your comments. You can post your comments, and I'll be glad to read them. Because I know some of you are in a situation where you can't necessarily call because maybe you're at work and, time and place and so on. So we can accommodate you through text comments. But of course, feel free to call 466-0989, 762-0989. So we're going to get a word from our sponsors. We'll come back and get today's edition of Voices on the Road.
What has you so happy? My home internet just got upgraded and I didn't even have to pay for it. What? Which network you have? Flow. Now I can get the fastest fiber internet in St. Kitts and Nevis for the lowest price. Fastest internet for the lowest price? What's the catch? No catch, my friend. 300 megabits per second for just $135 a month. With Flow, you truly get the best internet experience around.
Switch to Flow for the fastest fiber internet at the lowest price. Visit a Flow store today. Conditions apply.
TDC Financial Services, we're here for you to help you make your dreams come true. Whether your needs are big or small, we'll support you with them all. TDC Financial Services, we are strong. TDC Financial Services, this is where you belong.
TDC Financial Services, where money is made easy.
So I'm back, and this is how we set Voices off. It's 6 minutes after 11 o'clock, and I guess with no further ado, we can go straight to the phone line because someone is not even giving me a chance to settle in. Go ahead, caller. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, James. How you doing?
Hi. I'm okay. How you doing?
I'm holding the fort with you.
Oh, okay.
Good morning to all the listeners at home and abroad. I want to say thank you to the members of the Lions Club. Now, every year about this time, they put on a social function for the blind people and they included some other disabled people. And they really treat you. I mean, I'm telling you, you eat or you get as much as you want to eat and whatever, and they mingling, you know what I mean? They make you feel wanted. Because often you find people with certain disabilities, especially blind, sometimes they're left by themselves all the time. Now, I was unable to attend the function because there was a workman doing some work, electrical work in my house. So I apologize for my absence, but I got my share. So thank you for remembering me and sending my stuff. So to all the members of the Lions Club, we say thank you. Now I also want to mention the other social clubs. You have La Amiga, the BPW, and the others. Some we hear about, some we don't hear about. But they are effort to help the disabled and even the poor. So to all of you, I want to say thank you, continue. And for those of you who receive, sometimes people take things for granted. Nobody's compelled to give you anything. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, some people act, oh, well, they give you. No. We appreciate it every time. Those abroad who take the time to do things for the society, the SKNADP, Sacrates Nevis, Association of Persons with Disability. We do appreciate you, those who help out the Cotton Thomas School and Alice Place. Now, sometimes I think, however, we could do a little more body presence. Sometimes it's not enough just to give things, show up. So people don't see themselves as just, you see them as beggars. Down at the McKnight Community Center where the adult section meet. They could do with some help down there. You give talks about relationships, or sometimes people have difficulty getting along. Whatever the prejudices are, in certain skills you could help out. So I'm encouraging a lot of you are retired civil servants, retired people. You can go down and find out how you can help. That's one. Now, number two, I was thinking about the SIDF and the numbers given for 2023. The money we collected as fees, 660-something million. That's it, right?
Yeah.
And then for this year we got 249. In 2022, they got a 419. I think that's 4 something. So I am saying, are we sure that we made we took the right move in changing up the way the thing was working? Because the truth is, while we say, oh, we do it to strengthen it, we seem to have almost killed it. Because the truth is, even like country like Antigua and so was saying, nobody could tell us how to do our business. And as you know with economics, as the price goes up, the demand will fall. I don't know, people don't see that. We have actually priced ourselves out of the market. There were other things you could have done. But when you go and say, oh, well, we're strengthening the laws.
But did you see?
Did
you see where I saw this article where they apparently reduced the real estate requirements?
Since?
Hmm. Yeah. Well, let me see if I find it. I did see this last week. I think.
Oh, you make no. I said this is not economics, man.
Let me see.
What advice you know?
I did see it. Go ahead. Okay.
Even if I'll talk while you look at me. When you find it, go ahead. Now, if you're selling potato on the market, and somebody say, oh, well, potato last year was for $8, but you better sell it for 10.
So you say St. Nevis CBI lowers minimum real estate investment from 400,000 to 300 from 400,000 to 325,000 in effort to revive the program.
I know, look, they might have well come ask me, even the blind and can't see, but I could think. I mean, it's pure economics, you know. I said, what craziness is this? Grenada and all in the busy selling, because as far as they're concerned, they're a sovereign country. So they could always tell you, oh, well, be with you. But you cannot force them into doing anything, and you all are selling the same good.
So you're saying we're being unnecessarily pliant then?
We're being duped. We're being duped. I mean, as an economic student up at CFBC could have tell them that. You're being duped. Oh, you must go to 250. Who was selling at 250? Who wasn't 100, was 150, was whatever. And the next thing again with the prison project. If the people have already sold the passports, our job is to ensure that the prison is built and properly stocked. Because they already have the money, eh? You see what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to go court, but make sure that you already sold it and you get the money. Make sure that the prison is completed and properly fitted. I don't see us getting anywhere, you know. When we go after one person, we end up hanging ourselves. Because I heard Dwyer's comment. Well, as far as anything goes, he is actually pulling in Dr. Douglas, because as much as you said Timothy, and he was talking about what they were selling and where the money gone, then any minister who was assigned to the CBI, his finances should also be investigated. You can't investigate one. This SID started in 2006, and he started his comment from 2008. Where's comment? Did you hear it?
You mean which one you're talking about?
Do I have one? I think it was Wednesday gone. We're talking about the amount we got, and from 2008 come down and whatnot. I said, hello, when did he leave? When did he leave government? It doesn't necessarily mean the minister alone, you know. Everybody, all of them might have gotten their share. So when you go to after one, you put in another one. That is why Dr. Douglas said that there are people in his party who are trying to destroy the CBI, and I have said the same thing too. I don't know people who say they're loyal. They're loyal to the country. If you want to expose, they come up and expose it. But not with the intention of destroying the whole program. And then we say, oh, you know, it should not be 60%. Well, if you get less than half, you don't think the 100% going into the government's revenue to pay salaries? Have you thought about that?
Mm-hmm.
So all looking for a dividend and looking for a double. You can't get that. The government is now only able to cover a smaller portion of its expenditure. But we're so hot on revenge. It's revenge, you know? And at what price was the Frenchman selling his? Because he complained he can't get it sold. What price was he offering them at? Have you ever thought about that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But the law changed after. I mean, really? I don't understand our intelligence now. You're going to cut off your own foot for somebody who don't even care about you? If you want to check out, but you cannot check out Dr. Harris alone, it has to go from since Dr. Douglas time, because he started this idea. So I don't understand what we're trying to do. We are complaining about the world economy And the thing about, let me talk my piece now about Uganda now. Israel and Hamas. Now the commentator claimed that he is a Palestinian extract. What do you expect? When we express our biases, then there isn't much else we could say, I have no side in the fight, because if you take up that Bible, both of them fight in Old Testament ways. Everybody wants to clean out everybody. The Palestinians decide they're going to wipe out Israel, and Israel decide they're going to wipe out. Then what can anybody else do? They're trying to stop it. If Hamas was really so interested, they would have used the hostages as a but they have no intention of giving them up. And the Israelis, they're accustomed to take out nations. So until we get sensible, I have nothing in that fight, because nobody was fighting for Africans. That is my position. Nobody, when they was selling us out like meat, neither Palestinian nor Jews was helping us out. So what's going on? You find the article?
Yeah, I actually, I read a bit of it.
I can hang up so you can read it so I could hear.
Okay.
All right then.
All right, great. Okay, so, well, what I'm gonna do? Let me take a break, and then I'll come back. We get a word from our sponsors, and I'll come back and break that off.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
Chip, chip, chip. We wanna get chip, chip, chip.
Give your little smartie the perfect smart start for their future with CHIP, the child investment plan from TDC Financial Services. Invest in your child's next step, and we know what's next is always changing.
Chip, chip, chip. We wanna get chip, chip, chip.
CHIP is a long-term plan with no minimum deposit, no monthly commitment, and you're guaranteed a special high interest rate per annum.
I want chip. I want chip too.
Visit TDC Financial Services today and get CHIP, the child investment plan, providing the best head start for every child.
Chip, chip, chip. We wanna get chip, chip, chip.
Buster, pour it up, need the thirst quencher in my cup. If you have one, hold it up and say, Buster for the colors in my life. Refreshing and nice, and I drink that what we like. Buster, you're full of vibes, living full color, and I'm black and white. We do what we like, we live to enjoy life. Buster, pour it up, different flavor. Load it up. If you have one, hold it up and say, Buster for the colors in my life.
What has you so happy? My home internet just got upgraded, and I didn't even have to pay for it. What? Which network you have? Flow. Now I can get the fastest fiber internet in St. Kitts and Nevis for the lowest price.
Fastest internet for the lowest price? What's the catch?
No catch, my friend. 300 megabits per second for just $135 a month. With Flow, you truly get the best internet experience around.
Switch to Flow for the fastest fiber internet at the lowest price. Visit a Flow store today. Conditions apply.
And we're back. It's 11:20, and Voices continues as we get close to Carnival. Let me see. There's a bit of information here I wanted to share with some of the Carnival. You could say the Soca stakeholders. It's a notice concerning, some of the stuff that you have to submit by deadline. Okay, where is it? Okay, so the St. Kitts Nevis National Carnival Committee is excited to remind soca artists that the deadline for song submissions is fast approaching, with all entries due by October 31, 2024. This year's competition will unfold in 3 thrilling rounds, each designed to spotlight the unmatched talent and creativity of the Federation's finest soca artists. So, round 1, the journey kicks off with the preliminary round on November 9, where a distinguished panel of judges will evaluate electronic submissions, setting the stage for what promises to be an explosive contest. Now, this is in reference to the Soca Monarch competition. So, round 2. This is the elimination round. This is set for November 22 and 23 at Champions Bar in Port Zante. And in this live event, 16 performers from each category will battle it out, showcasing their dynamic stage presence and musical prowess. Expect fierce competition, electrifying performances, and the raw energy of soca as they vie for a place in the finals. And then we have round 3, the grand finale, which takes place on December 14 at Canville Village, with the top 8 finalists from the groovy category and top 7 finalists facing the reigning king Ras Kelly from the power category will command the stage with breathtaking high energy performances. The atmosphere will be electric as these gifted artists put their heart and soul into claiming the prestigious title of Soca Monarch. This year's Soca Monarch competition promises to be a remarkable celebration of passion, creativity, and the exceptional artistry that embodies the spirit of Sugar Mass. So the road to soca supremacy awaits. Who will rise to the top of this Sugar Mass? So that's a notice from the Sugar Mass Committee, all right, concerning Soca Monarch. So the deadline to get your songs in is October 31, 2024. So we have people like Fantastic Thunder, he's entering both Calypso and Soca. So he has 2 songs for each category. And we await the arrival of all the other music that's going to be coming out. It's October 28th. We have had some releases already. We've had Upset Squad, which did their thing on Win FM here on Friday night, and we had ASAP Band, which did a thing on Saturday night here on Win FM. So as we get close to Carnival, things are going to heat up. So just reminding you, the numbers are 4660989, 7620989. So give me a call so we can discuss any topic that's on your mind. Let me see what's going on in the world that might be of interest to our listeners. Let me see. So Shafiqua Maloney, this is a 800-meter artist who actually attended school here in St. Kitts for a brief period. She's from St. Vincent originally. Vincentian athlete Shafiqua Maloney has received many blessings in 2024, and she's just been appointed as a sports ambassador for St. Vincent and the Grenadines as part of the 40th anniversary of independence. Yes, she was made a sporting ambassador. So the announcement was made by Prime Minister Ralph Gonzalez during his Independence Day speech at Victoria Park on Sunday evening. Maloney brought joy and pride to St. Vincent and the Grenadines when she finished 4th in the women's 800 meters final at the Paris Olympic Games. The Prime Minister described Maloney as an amazing athlete of exemplary excellence. In an online post, Maloney thanked the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines for her appointment. She said, "I will continue to represent you with pride and dignity." So yes, and they appointed a whole bunch of other people as ambassadors as well, including national footballer Olex Anderson, former national football and coach Fitzgerald John Hines King, and West Indies Test cricketer Jormel Warrican. So, thank you to, congratulations to Shafiqua Maloney. I was told she attended the Virtuals High School for a bit here in St. Kitts. So, I imagine the people who coached her and stuff would want to claim her to some degree. All right, just like the athlete from St. Lucia, who the Jamaicans would want to claim to some degree because she actually attended high school in Jamaica, where she got a lot of her training. I'm talking about Julian Alfred. So Shafiqua Maloney out of St. Vincent doing big things. I've actually been very impressed by her, and I've actually been very impressed by her, the way she's been, the way she performed. I mean, coming fourth is no mean feat, let me tell you, at that level. So I expect big things for her next time around, and we have World Championships next year, so I expect even bigger things from her. Okay, so let's see what else is of interest. Yeah, so we all know Mr. Trump had a very crude and racist Madison Square Garden event yesterday, where he had this comedian making, some crude and racist comments. It was very, very off color, and makes you wonder what's going on in the minds of people who find there to be anything compelling about Donald Trump and his personality. It's amazing to me. I really don't get it. We just had in Montserrat just had elections on last week. Premier Meade was just released from the hospital. Apparently he newly elected Premier of Montserrat, Reuben Meade, is expected to turn up for work on Monday after he was released from hospital on Saturday, according to a statement issued by his family. The statement gave no details regarding the hospitalization of the 70-year-old politician who had returned from retirement to lead his newly formed United Alliance to victory in the October 24 general election on the British Overseas Territory. There was an incident involving my father at the conclusion of the swearing-in ceremony for the new government on Friday evening. Out of an abundance of caution, he was taken to Glendon Hospital to be evaluated. He was kept overnight for observation, but has since been released and is doing well and back to being his jovial self. So, so Mr. Meade, I didn't realize that he'd actually come out of retirement to end up winning the election that was held last Thursday in Montserrat. Yes, so as we continue, there seems to be a storm. Let's see. The National Hurricane Center is, well, this is 22 hours ago, but they're keeping close watch over a broad area of low pressure, which is likely to develop over the southwestern Caribbean Sea in a few days. So that probably will not affect us, but this is the unusual incident of a storm starting in the southwest Caribbean Sea. That's interesting. Caller, go right ahead.
Yes, good morning and greetings in the name of Jesus Christ.
Hey, how are you doing?
All right.
Mm-hmm.
As a Christian, I stand on the Bible always.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Well, last time.
Well, you really shouldn't. You really shouldn't be standing on the Bible. That's a little disrespectful, don't you think?
No, figuratively it's okay. Figuratively, it simply means that that's my foundation.
Okay.
My foundation,
mm-hmm.
which is a very good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Figuratively speaking, as you know. So what of us would like to say that the last time me and Socrates talked on the program, which I think it was Friday,
mm-hmm.
we had a talk. We had a talk, and he asked me about people who never heard the gospel, people never heard about Jesus, the Bible, and so on, what will happen to them. And I said to him that once they die in that situation, they will still end up in hell. But their punishment will not be as severe as those who heard the gospel and rejected it. Because the Bible says, he who don't know, and because he didn't know, he didn't do, will be beaten with few stripes. But he who knew and still didn't do will be beaten with many stripes. That was one of the passages that came to mind that shows you that, people who never heard the gospel and die in that mess and die in that state would not receive the same as much severe punishment as those who heard. But what I would also
wait. But I was taught that in cases like that they would have an opportunity to learn the word.
Well,
because imagine a situation where you live in some remote region where you've never come in contact with Christianity, and you die, and then think of all the people over hundreds of years, thousands of years who've never come in contact with Christianity. They would get a chance, wouldn't they? They would get a chance to.
No. In this life is all the chance we all have. Every human.
That's not what I was. But that wouldn't be. That wouldn't be fair, though, wouldn't it? Would it?
Well, it is actually fair, and I'm going to explain to you. It is actually fair, and I'm going to explain to you.
But how is it fair? Because what if let's say Christianity wasn't even a thing yet? How does that work?
But Christianity has always existed from the time Adam was in the garden, in one form or the other.
Well, then but it wouldn't be called Christianity. What would you call it? Because Christ had not made his sojourn to earth yet. So how you can't characterize it as Christianity?
No, but that was the earliest form of Christianity, because the New Testament said that that they had the Spirit of Christ in them, and so because they had the Spirit of Christ in them.
But how would the Spirit of Christ be in them if that whole Christ as middleman, that whole concept hadn't been set up yet? Remember back then.
No, the gospel message has. The first preaching of the gospel message was in the Garden of Eden, where God told Adam and Eve concerning the Messiah. The devil will strike at his heel, but Jesus Christ, but the Messiah, that is, would crush his head. That was the first preaching of the gospel. So the gospel has always been around, and people who believe the gospel, they believed it because the Spirit of Christ who was in them caused them to believe the gospel. So that was the earliest form of Christianity. But as time went on, more and more of the gospel and the word of God was revealed to man. And as more and more was revealed to man, man became responsible for believing all that was taught in his time to be saved. So Christianity has always been around, but it's just that, like I said, as time went on, more and more revelation were revealed, additional revelations were revealed until the Bible was completed with revelation. And what was revealed in your time, you was responsible for believing. And those who believe, they believe because they had the Spirit of Christ in them. So they were, in a sense, the earliest form of Christianity. But what I'm saying is that Paul also said in Romans chapter 2, verse 12, all who sin apart from the law will also perish apart from the law. That is, all who never had the word of God, they will perish apart from the word of God that they never had, but they will still perish. And he said, and all who sin under the law will be judged by the law. That is, and judgment day. And when they go before Jesus Christ, because they never obeyed the law that they had, they will be judged by that law that they was exposed to, the law of God, that is. So in other words, everybody who died without believing the gospel message will perish. Now, as I told Socrates, Romans chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3 tell you that every human being is born with the knowledge of God. So there's no such person who do not have the knowledge of God. Because Romans chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3 said, every human being that is born with the knowledge of God. And not only that, it also goes on to tell us, and they also see the Creator God and His glory and His Godhead through the environment in the heavens and on the earth. So using environment is in the broadest general sense. And because of that, the Bible says nobody, when they reach before God, will have an excuse. Because all mouth would be shut. At least man is born with enough knowledge to condemn him. Not to save him, but to condemn him if he refuses. And that is why the Bible says the heathens and that sort of stuff, instead they worship the God who they have the knowledge of that they were born with and see in the environment. Instead, the Bible said they reject it, they suppress that knowledge, and they turn to the created things to worship them as gods. So nobody is innocent before God. Nobody. Johnson.
Yeah.
Johnson.
Yeah.
Yes. I would like to ask a question concerning Trump and what you have said, Miss Trump. And so, what racist comment did the comedian make?
Well, he said Puerto Rico was a pile of garbage, basically.
Repeat?
Puerto Rico was a pile of garbage, something to that effect. And he made some comment.
Pile of garbage?
Puerto Rico.
Oh, he said Puerto Rico is a pile of garbage.
And some comments about black people carving up watermelons or something.
Okay, well, saying that Puerto Rico is a pile of garbage ain't necessarily racist. That ain't necessarily racist. Is what context mean it in, you know? It might be a basket waste when it comes to economics, that sort of stuff. That ain't necessarily racist. Like I say, depends on the context.
You people who you guys have this brand of contortionism you do when you want to justify everything Trump said. I just don't get it. How can you hear hateful nonsense and try to justify it? And when the justification is clearly nonsense.
No, hold on, Trevor. To say a country is okay. For example, Obama said Libya was an S-show. Was he a racist in saying that?
Libya was a what?
S-show. You know. People say Trump said, even though there's no evidence, in Trump said certain countries was a.
What do you mean there? What do you mean there's no evidence? So all these people are lying, and by extension, you sound like these people. You sound like these people who are saying that, for example, Mr. Kelly was lying. Mr. Mattis is lying.
Mr. Kelly, what was that there in the meeting?
What do you mean?
Everybody who said, Mr. Kelly was that there in the meeting. Everybody who said, who said that Trump said that some countries were S-hole. Okay.
No, but I'm not talking about that. But I'm just using I'm just using the latest incidents as an example. Mr. Kelly, talked about the things he said, and you hear all these people, and you seem to be no different. All these people tying themselves in knots to either say about him being a fascist and making references to lightning.
Well, Trevor, when it comes to fascism, the Democrats have the cake on it. Look, the Democrats lock up the Ahor tree over nothing. The Ahor tree, you know about that?
The Ahor?
The Ahor tree.
Who's that?
That was a socialist organization with some black people, and because they opposed the Biden administration, so in some things that the Biden administration did, the Biden administration locked them up unjustifiably. You should go and research it. The Biden administration had Julian Assange tortured and them sort of stuff. The Biden-Harris administration. When you come to fascism, and when you come to racism, Biden, you know, it is interesting that people could only see racism in Trump, but not in Biden, which is even clearer. Biden told the Charlemagne, if you're thinking about who to vote in for, that means you ain't black, because you shouldn't be thinking about who to vote for.
I don't
vote for me.
I don't consider that racist. It might be problematic, but not racist. It might be patronizing and maybe condescending. I wouldn't have called it racist.
Yeah, but imagine a black man telling you. Sorry, imagine a white man telling you, if you ain't vote for him, you ain't black. And you're gonna say that ain't racist? And Trump ain't did nothing nowhere near that? Come on, Trump.
What is it? What is it with you Christian types supporting this guy? I really don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense to me.
I never said anything in support of Trump.
Well, you're here defending him, but I don't understand. You're actually defending and then turn around and say you're not defending him. And you're not. That makes no sense.
I defend him against the lies against him.
But why? He doesn't deserve
that person, and you will know the truth.
But I would. I'm sure. I'm sure if someone lied on, let's say, someone a little more love. If someone lied on Kamala, somehow I don't think you would be so fervent in defending her.
Why not?
No.
Why not?
No, but how is it? So then, how is it you don't come on here and talk about the clear double standard between the way Kamala is characterized versus Trump, and the way she's held to a different standard? How is it you don't know? But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the uneven standard she's held to. They have uneven standards.
What an even standard, Trevor? What an even standard? She's inept.
What?
So is Trump. Trump is inept too. But she's very inept.
Yes, but why? Why do you have to? Why do you have to flatten the narrative and make it seem like the two of them are equal? Are equal as far as their shortcomings. I mean, it's just weird. Why can't you say? I mean, it's almost as though you can't say something that's true that happens to be negative about Trump without saying something about Kamala. But if you talk about Kamala, you have to at the same time say, oh well, I don't get it.
Trevor, listen to me. Listen, because you're using that the double standard. A lot of the time, just listening to you all speak is like Kamala is an angel and Trump is the devil. It takes somebody like me to come and give the other side of the story that you all are not talking.
But
I said the same thing about Kamala as well.
But why waste time? Come and give the other side. It's like it's almost as though if you. It's almost as though.
Because when you all are. Hold on, Trevor. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm saying it's almost as though if you lived in the time of Hitler, you would be going on the radio and defending Hitler.
If a lie was told on Hitler, I would dispute that lie. No, the truth is the truth, and that's why I always ask you all. Tell me what liar said. If somebody lie against Hitler, and it is a lie, and I know the truth about it, I'm going to say that's a lie against Hitler, and I'm going to tell the truth.
I think this is a good time for me to take a break. Okay. I can't believe what I'm hearing here.
But the truth is the truth. The truth is the truth. Let us not run from the truth. The truth is the truth. I ain't got a lot of stuff that people say on Trump just ain't true. There are things that people saying Kamala ain't true as well.
Yeah, but I just don't think I don't think you would be as up in arms about defending
It doesn't matter to
untruths
me.
about Kamala.
It does not matter to me. It really does not matter to me. And
But
like
Trump,
I said, I'm only interested in telling the truth.
but Trump matters to you.
The truth matters to me. Whatever the truth is, wherever the truth lead me, that matters to me. Not personalities.
Really?
It just
Certainly
I know a
does.
lot of what is being said about Trump just ain't true.
It certainly doesn't come across that way.
Because
It
Trevor,
sounds like
you have not been- but
it
Trevor,
sounds
you
like
have
you're
not
a
been able to-
supporter of Trump who's afraid to say he's a supporter of Trump.
No, if I was, I would have said so, but I'm not a supporter of Trump. I defend him against the lies that being
But
told
why?
him.
But he doesn't
But what
need
I'm-
he doesn't need defending. If anything,
Everybody
Kamala
needs
is the one who needs defending because she's fighting sexism and maybe to some degree racism as well. If anything, she's the one who needs defending because that is the elephant in the room. Many of us, listen, many of us are worried, many of us are concerned that we might have a similar situation like 2016 where a lot of people who were not comfortable voting for a woman went ahead and made that real and Hillary lost as a result. And the thing is, this is not something that is gonna show up in polls because a lot of people are not going to admit that they're uncomfortable with voting. That they're uncomfortable with voting for a woman, a black woman at that, right?
Trevor, people hated Hillary because she was a wicked woman. Okay?
Well, I mean, okay, the Hillary personality deficit, that's another variable. This is why this whole thing is very, this whole election is very complex because you're not wrong there. You're not wrong there. Hillary is not warm and fuzzy like Kamala. So yes, I grant you that.
When Kamala was AG in California, black people hated her because what she used to do to black people.
I wouldn't go as far as say they hated her. I mean,
they hated her. You know what she used to do to black people when she was AG in California? Do you know? One of the things she used to do to black people is she had black people on death row, and she had the evidence that these people were innocent, and she hid the evidence, and they had to carry the issue to the court and
I don't have any. Yeah, but I don't have any evidence of that. And then this again,
it's well documented.
But this is again is an example of you going above and beyond to come across like you're really a supporter of Trump. Because why do you need to go there and you're not even providing me any evidence that all these things you're saying about Kamala are true?
Yeah, Trevor, all of these show that the woman is a very wicked woman.
So you see, Kamala is wicked now. This is what you're saying.
But Trevor, if somebody is on death row and you have evidence to exonerate them, and you hide the evidence, with that ain't wickedness.
I don't know anything about that. You'd have to send me some citations so I can see that. I don't know anything about that.
Okay.
But let me take a break.
Okay.
Okay.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
What has you so happy?
My home internet just got upgraded and I didn't even have to pay for it.
What? Which network you have?
Flow. Now I can get the fastest fiber internet in St. Kitts and Nevis for the lowest price.
Fastest internet for the lowest price? What's the catch?
No catch, my friend. 300 megabits per second for just $135 a month. With Flow, you truly get the best internet experience around.
Switch to Flow for the fastest fiber internet at the lowest price. Visit a Flow store today. Conditions apply.
If you need protection, you need one who you can trust. To secure your investment, you need one who'll do you just. TDC Insurance, you're the one that you can trust. TDC Insurance, you're always safe with us. TDC TDC Insurance is your go-to insurance company for all your insurance needs. We take pride in offering you the best solutions and ensuring our customers are fully satisfied. TDC Insurance, we take good care of you, guaranteeing you peace of mind. You're always safe with us.
Rams the good food people always there to serve you. Rams the good food people locations right near you. Rams the good food people in store specials for you. Rams the good food people. Rams. When you need better service, Rams is always here. Better value, better prices. Rams is always here. Rewarding your loyalty. Rams is always here. We are community. We are family. We are family. Rams for you and me. We are community. Rams for you and me.
Well, we're back on the other side. We have it's 7 minutes until midday, and we are back. So we'll bring me your calls, and was having a discussion with Gregory about his unbridled love for Mr. Trump. I really don't know what's going on there. He said he said his love is about truth. I don't know about that. Sounds more like it's about Trump, not truth. You have the wrong T word. You're talking about TRUMP, not TRUTH. So yeah, so we we're living in interesting times. The the Drake album name is coming to mind now. What a time to be alive. Drake has an album called What a Time to Be Alive, and yeah, I mean that's for sure. Given all the stuff that's going on. So just to touch on some of the crazy stuff going on the international scene, we are now getting reports of North Korean troops being present in Russia, and it seems as though Mr. Putin is running out of manpower because he has tended over the last 2 years. He has tended to pretty much leave the Moscow region. The more, you could say, let's say the more urban regions surrounding Moscow have been largely untouched as far as military manpower needs are concerned. He's tended to send troops from the far-flung regions of Russia, like, the Far East and so on. And they have been losing troops to the tune of 1,600 a day. So they're having a serious manpower deficit. So now we're seeing a situation where there are now North Korean troops that are going to be thrown into battle in Russia. And the Americans have characterized this as a serious escalation. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens when those troops are trained up. In fact, as a result, South Korea has declared that they may very well now send even more weapons to Ukraine, as well as providing troops for Ukraine as well. Yes, South Korea has said that. They've actually provided some artillery to Ukraine in the past. And I did read, I think about a year ago, that now South Korea has a very vibrant military industrial complex where they're actually working on their own fighter jet, and they're building a very modern tank. There's this tank that I think it's the K1 they call it. I know Ukraine has ordered some of those tanks from what I remember reading, and some other Korean weapon systems. So South Korea now declaring that, expressing their disapproval at North Korea providing troops to Russia, and now declaring that, hey, maybe we might send troops to Ukraine as well. Because I think the thing that was mentioned is that the Ukrainians will probably need language assistance when they come in contact with the North Korean troops in the Russian army, and they would also need insights on how on their battle tactics and stuff like that. So the South Koreans are talking about providing that to Ukraine. So the plot thickens, as they say. And okay, so just bring me your calls, 466-0989, 662-0989, and don't forget you can also send comments on the Facebook wall, the YouTube wall, the Twitch wall. If you're in a situation where you can't necessarily make calls, but you want to weigh in nonetheless, just try and communicate with me via YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and of course there's the phone you can use as well. Okay, so also I'm gonna continue looking at some other stories here that might be of interest to our listeners. I think they had a Creole festival in Dominica over the weekend. That just wrapped up. I'm seeing a very interesting story here of Guyana looking for private investors to develop a safari type zoo in Guyana. Well, that sounds pretty interesting, actually. So I look forward to hearing more about that in the future. That sounds very interesting. Talking about having the animals sort of in their own habitat. Okay, let's squeeze in this call. Let's squeeze in the call before news time. Caller, go right ahead.
Good morning, Jumpster. How are you
Oh,
doing?
hey, what's up? How are you doing?
Oh, so far, so good. You just had a back and forth here with Gregory a little while ago, and it's very kind of disturbing to listen to that kind of talk about Camilla Hyde, evidence of man and death row, and the man was innocent. I never read anywhere where Camilla have been an investigating officer, and if she had evidence, I mean, to me, the defense will normally bring those cases forward.
Exactly, and
try to get the case
I mean,
reopened.
and they certainly would have
Not the
made a bigger,
prosecutor.
yes.
I know she being a prosecutor, but not being in the.
And they certainly, they certainly would have made a bigger stink about that. I think.
Understand how the judicial system work, how the law enforcement system work, because you have different rank and file of police officers who, some will do investigations, some will do preventative measures, some will do Olympic, and so on. There are different areas in the force, and once you're in a prosecution area, the prosecutor will be given all the evidence to prosecute a case. And if she finds that there is a case to prosecute, she prepare and have communication, which will trade information between the prosecutor and the defense before they come to trial. And so they normally have what you call transparency and open for the court.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
if somebody is up for for death row or whatever, that will be done by sentence by a judge.
Exactly.
And it will reach up to the governor
Exactly.
to pull back something like that. Now, the prosecutor, if you have evidence and you want to bring it back before the court, show the governor that you have enough evidence and have the judge reopen the case.
Exactly. Okay, we got to stop for headlines.
You gotta be careful, you know.
Yes, I mean,
You have the privilege of speaking, but you also have the platform of where you have responsibility with the things that you say.
and I would like to think that if that was the case, the Republicans would have been
Oh man, they would have flame all over that like
exactly.
More over things.
Exactly. Okay, we got to stop for the headlines, so you could join us again on the other side. Yeah. Okay. Okay, great. Yeah.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
We now bring you the headline news. The headline news is brought to you by Caribbean Alliance, The Grange, National Bank, and Carib Brewery.
Now loans, cash at the speed of life, so fast you won't believe it. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, right now, right now. If you need cash in a flash with now, no need to fuss, leave it to us. When you need cash in a flash, no need to fuss, leave it to us. Hear me now. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, so fast you won't believe it. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, right now, right now. Approved in a day, yeah, yeah. Some money on the way, yeah, yeah. Approved in a day, oh, yeah, you know it's coming.
When life throws surprises your way, now's here to help. Whether it's for an urgent bill payment, home improvements, or unexpected health expenses, or even that last-minute holiday trip. With Now, you get cash in a flash, approved in just 24 hours.
Approved in a day, yeah, yeah. Some money on the way, yeah, yeah. Approved in a day, oh, yeah, you know it's coming. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, so fast you won't believe it. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, right now, right now.
A loan product powered by National Bank.
Did you know that the Grange Healthcare Facility is the first purpose-built, non-governmental healthcare organization on St. Kitts? It's situated at Otley's, 7 miles east of Basseterre in beautifully landscaped surroundings. The Grange has a team of highly trained professionals and provides care that's rated as being comparable with UK and North American standards. The Grange offers varied accommodations to suit your individual needs, and our all-inclusive packages make the cost of care per hour the most competitive on the island. Services include convalescent care for all ages, daycare facilities for older adults, rehabilitation services, and training and continuing education for healthcare providers. For more information, call 466-5525 or 465-8020. Fax 466-8221 or email thegrangehealth@gmail.com or visit our website at www.grangehealthcarefacility.com.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib, it's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
When it comes to the important things in life, your health, your education, your choice of a life partner, and of course your insurance provider, only the best will do. Caribbean Alliance Insurance is the only insurance company in the Eastern Caribbean with an A excellent rating. We have a robust 3-tier reinsurance strategy that protects our policyholders from multiple catastrophes, even if they occur in quick succession. We spread our risks over 18 territories, ensuring minimal impact to individual territories when a disaster strikes. We provide an excellent claims experience. Claim settlement is usually between 24 to 48 hours. Our A Excellent rating means that you are more secure with us. Contact us for motor, property, marine, public liability, employer's liability, and other policies. Delisle Walwyn, people you can trust. Local agent for Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Tomorrow secured.
With the Win FM headline news, I am Yulana Weeks. Locally, Dr. Douglas witnessed a landmark speech by the head of the Commonwealth in Samoa. Premier of Nevis Mark Brantley visits Bermuda. The details and more straight ahead. Friday, October 25, 2024, marked a visit to Bermuda by the Premier of Nevis, Mark Brantley, where he aims to strengthen the ties between Bermuda and the island of Nevis, the ancestral home of many Bermudans. Brantley also held a town hall meeting on Friday evening, October 25, at the Christ Anglican Church Hall in Devonshire. A report by Alyssa Bernardo of Bermuda Broadcasting Company questioned, should Caribbean governments be looking closer to home for investment and development opportunities? It's a mindset that Mark Brantley, the Premier of Nevis, believes has been overlooked.
St. Kitts and Nevis is open for business. That's the message from the Premier of Nevis, Mark Brantley, who will soon arrive on the island to help rekindle the bond between his country and Bermuda. According to the St. Kitts and Nevis Observer, an estimated 60% of Bermudians are descendants of the dual-island Caribbean nation, tracking back to the early 1900s. Mr. Brantley has served as the Premier of the smaller part of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis since 2017, and has since sought to strengthen the ties that bind the overall territory with our island.
Bermuda has done incredibly well. We admire very, very much what they've achieved. Such a small island has done such really important things in terms of the economy, how efficiently the island is run. And we feel that there's a lot that we can learn from Bermuda and a lot that we can engage with Bermuda, especially as we now talk about investment. We talk about Bermudans who may want to retire, have retirement homes here, and really to reconnect with this, which was their foundation over 100 years ago.
Tomorrow, during a public town hall meeting, he hopes to showcase what St. Kitts and Nevis has to offer to Bermudians, including investment opportunities.
What I'm promoting is really to see how we can develop a symbiotic relationship and to move both of our territories forward. In the case of St. Kitts and Nevis, we would have contributed significantly in terms of Bermuda's development, in terms of your human capital. And we are now saying Bermuda is such a sophisticated place that there's an opportunity now for Bermuda to repay that in a way and to assist us in terms of our own development here.
Efforts to forge connections between the countries are already underway, with St. Kitts and Nevis appointing an honorary consul in Bermuda. Premier Brantley noted that while some descendants may be eligible for citizenship under the St. Kitts and Nevis Constitution, there are also other pathways to settle there, which he described as very easy residency requirements. He also said his government is working on policies to attract not only Bermudians but others in the diaspora.
Part of, I think, the mistake that we've made over the years is we've continually looked abroad for what we call foreign investment to help to grow and develop our countries, when in fact we have a very well-placed diaspora who already is connected to us and who, with the right policies, can be encouraged to come home and to invest here and to help us grow and develop.
Premier Brantley highlighted real estate as a prime investment opportunity in St. Kitts and Nevis, sharing that a Bermudian recently built a beautiful villa there for $550,000. The business sector and sports were also mentioned as areas where Bermuda and St. Kitts and Nevis could have meaningful exchanges.
You love cricket. We love cricket. You have a very successful world-class financial services sector. We are trying to develop the financial services sector. So I really do feel that there are lots of opportunities. And my purpose in being there is really to say, listen, St. Kitts and Nevis is open for business. We want your business, we want your connections, and more than that, we want you to come home. We want you to rekindle your love affair with the country of your ancestors. And for us, that's a very important message.
Commonwealth leaders gathered in Samoa for the biennial Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting from October 21 to October 26. Among them was Senior Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs in the government of St. Kitts and Nevis, Dr. Denzil L. Douglas. The 75th anniversary of the Commonwealth was considered a historic occasion, as it was the first time the Commonwealth Summit was held in a South Pacific small island developing state, and the first time the event was attended by the monarch King Charles III since he became head of Commonwealth. Dr. Douglas witnessed a landmark speech by King Charles III on Friday, October 25, 2024, where the monarch addressed the widely discussed topic, reparatory justice. The monarch said the Commonwealth must acknowledge its painful history in the discussions.
I understand from listening to people across the Commonwealth how the most painful aspects of our past continue to resonate. It is vital, therefore, that we understand our history to guide us to make the right choices in the future. Where inequalities exist, for example, in access to opportunity, to education, to skills training, to employment, to health, and to a planet in whose climate our human race can both survive and thrive, we must find the right ways and the right language to address them.
The Commonwealth is made up of 56 countries, most of which are former British colonies. The monarch admonished the Commonwealth nations to work together to address the inequalities.
As we look around the world and consider its many deeply concerning challenges, let us choose within our Commonwealth family the language of community and respect, and reject the language of division. None of us can change the past, but we can commit with all our hearts to learning its lessons and to finding creative ways to right inequalities that endure.
The long-running demand for former colonial powers to accept accountability for slavery and its legacies has gained momentum worldwide. Particularly, the people of the Caribbean and Africa continue to call on the United Kingdom to pay compensation for Britain's role in the transatlantic slave trade. Opponents of reparations have held the position that countries must not be held accountable for historical wrongs, while those in favor associate extensive and persistent racial inequalities with slavery. In a sit-down interview with BBC in May 2023, Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Dr. Terence Drew, in his advocacy for reparations, said he would welcome an apology from the monarchy for Britain's historic links to the enslavement of Africans. Drew believes that if the monarchy acknowledged slavery was wrong and apologized, it would be a step in the right direction. The Prime Minister also hinted at the possibility of the country relinquishing ties with the British monarchy and becoming a republic.
Regionally, one of the main providers of flour in the Eastern Caribbean has announced it is dropping its prices. The St. Vincent-based Eastern Caribbean Group of Companies, ECGC, has announced a 5 to 10% reduction in price across several countries. Consumers in the British Virgin Islands, Grenada, St. Lucia, St. Kitts and Nevis, and Montserrat are set to benefit from the reductions immediately. The prices will also be dropped in Antigua, Dominica, and Barbados in November to coincide with their respective independence anniversary observances. The price in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, which celebrated independence on the weekend, was also dropped. ECGC said prices across the OECS will be lowered on both bulk flour and the retail packaged flour sold in supermarkets. The price of the 100-pound sack of flour will fall between 6 EC and 10 EC dollars across ECGC markets, a release said. At the same time, premium packaged brands will reflect a 30 to 90 cent decrease on the supermarket shelf. ECGC CEO J. Robert Cato said the price reduction was made possible by recent capital investments in the business, improved efficiency, and favorable market conditions.
Amid claims of division within the PNM, Acting Prime Minister Stuart Young maintains the party is unified.
I say here to all of the naysayers and to all of those who are trying to get involved in the PNM's business, you will not succeed, because we know what we are about, and we know that we are an inclusive party.
Young made the comments as he addressed the audience at the party's Diwali celebrations, which took place at Balize House on Saturday. There are rumors of internal discord over what some see as the Prime Minister's attempt to position Young as the only contender for the position of the leader of the PNM. Foster Cummings, who has also been tipped as a contender for the post, told Guardian Media, as far as he is concerned, Dr. Keith Rowley is the leader of the PNM and the Prime Minister. Like Young, he too says there is no discord within the party.
Nothing other than usual healthy democracy at work. People sometimes have different opinions on how things should be handled. That is evident in any organization that you're in.
CNC3 News reached out to political analyst Dr. Bishnu Raghunath, who says the PNM is a party known not to wash its dirty laundry in public.
The responses from the PNM hierarchy is simply what to be expected. It will consolidate as a public front to ensure that the party continues the way it is.
However, he says, this does not mean there is no infighting. Geisha Kaulesa Alonso, CNC3 News.
Internationally, Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba refusing to resign, insisting he will not create a political vacuum. That is despite a poor showing in the weekend's election. The ruling Liberal Democratic Party and junior partner Komeito failing to get a majority in the House of Representatives for the first time in 15 years. Before the poll, the pair had 279 of 465 lower house seats. Now it's down to 215, well off Mr. Ishiba's target of at least 233.
A stunning defeat in Sunday's snap elections for Japan's new Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba. Having been dealt a blow by the electorate barely a month into the top job, Mr. Ishiba says he understands the reasons for the defeat. The verdict by the voters has cost 2 cabinet ministers, as well as Komeito's leader Keiichi Ishii, their jobs. The LDP election chief Shinjiro Koizumi, son of former Premier Junichiro Koizumi, has resigned. As for the Prime Minister, Shigeru Ishiba is vowing to stay in power, one way or another. The 67-year-old Premier says the LDP accepts the voters' thoughts and will reflect on it. The Prime Minister had called the snap election just days after he took office on October 1st in a bid to win public mandate. But his gamble appears to have backfired. There's been growing voter discontent over cost of living pressures and the LDP's slush fund scandal, which drove his predecessor Fumio Kishida to step down. Now, Mr. Ishiba is left with a weakened coalition, which could make it more challenging for him to push his party's policies across in the world's 4th largest economy. The biggest winner is main opposition Constitutional Democratic Party of Japan, taking 148 seats, up from 98 previously. By law, the parties now have 30 days to figure out a grouping that can govern, a crucial step given that Japan continues to face economic headwinds and a tense security situation in East Asia.
Now, a South Korean delegation is due to brief NATO today about the deployment of North Korean troops to Russia. The Pentagon has reported around 3,000 North Korean soldiers are now present in Russia and warned of their potential use on the battlefield against Ukraine. Ukraine's intelligence agency says North Korean fighters have already arrived in the combat zone near the border.
This was the first video that emerged as evidence of the presence of North Korean troops in Russia. It appears to show soldiers receiving uniforms and equipment at a military base in the far east of the country. According to the US, at least 3,000 troops were moved into Russia in mid-October, traveling by ship from the Wonsan area to Vladivostok and then onward to multiple training sites in eastern Russia. The West fears they will join the fight against Ukraine.
If that would be the case, if they would be sending troops to Ukraine, that would mark a significant escalation. That would really be important, a significant escalation.
The soldiers deployed, military analyst Marina Miron tells DW.
We're talking about North Korean special forces, and they are the best trained amongst the Korean military. and North Korea has some 200,000 of those. So it's just a fraction of what North Korea could potentially send. And these forces could liberate the Russians in the rear.
According to Ukraine's intelligence agency, the first North Korean troops already arrived in the Russian Kursk region, partly held by Ukraine since August. Russian President Vladimir Putin doesn't seem to see the need to deny their presence anymore. When asked about satellite images apparently showing North Korean troop movements, Putin said,
"Images are a serious thing. If there are images, then they reflect something."
In June, Russia and North Korea signed a landmark defense pact and pledged to immediately provide military assistance if either is attacked. Analysts say in exchange for military support, Moscow could share sophisticated weapons technologies with Pyongyang to help improve its ballistic missile capabilities. In addition, the North Korean forces would gain battlefield experience. But could the North Korean troops make a huge difference on the battlefield? Experts have told us it depends on how they are deployed. They need to be trained on Russian equipment. And there is also a language barrier. But the move sets a precedent demonstrating Russia's broader strategic pivot towards building an anti-Western coalition, a challenge to Ukraine's Western partners. But is there anything NATO can do about it?
NATO doesn't have a specific strategy on how to deal with Russia. Now we have North Korea joining in, making this situation for NATO even more complex in strategic terms. And this will be something for Mark Rutte to resolve and for the members.
There are no simple answers, Marina Miron says, but NATO and its members will need to react. The involvement of North Korean soldiers in Russia's war in Ukraine could transform the war into a global conflict.
That was the WinFM Headline News. The Headline News is brought to you by Caribbean Alliance, The Grange, National Bank, and Caribou.
When it comes to the important things in life, your health, your education, your choice of a life partner, and of course your insurance provider, only the best will do. Caribbean Alliance Insurance is the only insurance company in the Eastern Caribbean with an A excellent rating. We have a robust 3-tier reinsurance strategy that protects our policyholders from multiple catastrophes, even if they occur in quick succession. We spread our risks over 18 territories, ensuring minimal impact to individual territories when a disaster strikes. We provide an excellent claims experience. Claim settlement is usually between 24 to 48 hours. Our A excellent rating means that you are more secure with us. Contact us for motor, property, marine, public liability, employer's liability, and other policies. Dalil Walwyn, people you can trust. Local agent for Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Tomorrow secured.
With over a century of perfection behind the Mackeson name, a smooth blend with perfect balance and richness. It's no wonder Mackeson Triple Stout has a legacy of perfection. Enjoy the world over. Introducing our new look with the same great taste. Mackeson. All hail the king.
Please drink responsibly.
Did you know that the Grange Healthcare Facility is the first purpose-built, non-governmental healthcare organization on St. Kitts? It's situated at Otley's, 7 miles east of Basseterre in beautifully landscaped surroundings. The Grange has a team of highly trained professionals and provides care that's rated as being comparable with UK and North American standards. The Grange offers varied accommodations to suit your individual needs, and our all-inclusive packages make the cost of care per hour the most competitive initiative on the island. Services include convalescent care for all ages, daycare facilities for older adults, rehabilitation services, and training and continuing education for healthcare providers. For more information, call 466-5525 or 465-8020. Fax 466-8221 or email thegrangehealth@gmail.com or visit our website at www.grangehealthcarefacility.com.
Now loans, cash at the speed of life, so fast you won't believe it. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, right now, right now. If you need cash in a flash with now, no need to fuss, leave it to us. When you need cash in a flash, no need to fuss, leave it to us. Hear me now. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, so fast you won't believe it. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, right now, right now. Approved in a day, yeah, yeah. Some money on the way, yeah, yeah. Approved in a day, oh, yeah, you know it's coming.
When life throws surprises your way, Now's here to help. Whether it's for an urgent bill payment, home improvements, or unexpected health expenses, or even that last-minute holiday trip. With Now, you get cash in a flash, approved in just 24 hours.
Approved in a day, yeah, yeah. Some money on the way, yeah, yeah. Approved in a day, oh, yeah, you know it's coming. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, so fast you won't believe it. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, right now, right now.
A loan product powered by National Bank.
Found the sound 99.9 FM.
It's 12:28, and we just had the Winning from Headline News as we get into the second half of Voices, brought to you by Hosford. Let's get a word from Hosford and come back.
Looking for the perfect bed? It's the time for Beds Rest Easy. Dream big, save bigger sales event at Hosford Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Store. Get 25% off cash prices on all beds, bedroom sets, whether you're upgrading or starting fresh. We've got your dream bedroom set waiting just for you. Plus, enjoy double cash back on all higher purchase items. Don't miss your chance to rest easy, dream big, and save bigger. Hurry to Hosford's today. The time for Beds Rest Easy, Dream Big, Save Bigger sales event is on now, but only for a limited time. Hosford's, where quality meets comfort.
Here are your Hosford's Value Mart IGA specials, running October 17th through the 30th. Now, our Value Club Blue Tag specials. Essential Everyday Vinegar, just $13.99. Peter Pan Peanut Butter, $12.99. Minute Maid Punches are just $8.99 each. Banquet Chicken, Tenders and Nuggets, $24.99. Essential Everyday Cooking Oil Sprays, $9.99. Essential Everyday Croutons, just $6.99. And now, our very low weekly value deals. Essential Everyday Ketchup, $4.99. Essential Everyday Mayonnaise is just $19.99. Essential Everyday Applesauce Bowls, $11.99. General Mills Family Size Cereals, $16.99. IGA or Essential Everyday Iodized or Plain Salt, $4.79. Soft Soap Liquid Hand Soap, $6.79. Shop Smart, Shop Value Mart. Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí en Value Mart.
12:30, and we are back with the second half of Voices, brought to you by Hosford's. So, with no further ado, we get right into it. We got a call to get the second half started. Caller, go right ahead.
Jamson,
Hi.
good afternoon. It's me again. Yeah, I come with some receipts. You see, because when I talk, I don't talk off the top of my head. I come with some receipts. CNN has a YouTube channel, and CNN YouTube channel, go to the video that is titled Tulsi Gabbard Rips Kamala Harris Record on Criminal Prosecutions. This was during the debate, the 2019 debate, when they were running against, when they were trying, during the primaries. During the primaries, when they was trying to run against Trump, to see who going to win the primaries to run against Trump, and Joe Biden won the primaries. Well, during the debate, 2019, the debate, I think it was in the month of July, I think. And this is the name of the video. Tulsi Gabbard rips Kamala Harris record on criminal prosecutions. And in this clip by CNN, both Joe Biden and Kamala Harris rip, sorry, not Kamala Harris, Tulsi Gabbard, sorry. Both Joe Biden and Tulsi Gabbard rip Kamala Harris about how she used to refuse to let go evidence of innocent people, and judges had to force her to let go the evidence to vindicate these people, including people on death row. Me don't talk just out of my head like that. I have the receipts. Let me go for another receipt. There is also another video called Kamala Harris Prosecutors Sent This Innocent Man to Prison. And the man name, that's the name of the video on YouTube. The man name is Jamal Trulove. Trulove. Jamal Trulove. Where the video where it is a very short documentary of how they knew the man was innocent. Kamala Harris, AG office, knew that the man was innocent. And yet they kept back evidence that vindicated him and sent him to jail. You see, me ain't talking off the top of my head. I got the receipts. It's just that it's going to take me some time to bring up the receipts. So I challenge people to go and look up these videos. In the first video that I spoke about Joe Biden, where both Joe Biden and Tulsi Gabbard rip Kamala Harris over these things, Joe Biden in this video clip by CNN tell people, hey, go Google 1,000 something and Kamala. But if you look at the video, you will see it. So Joe Biden even recommend people to go and Google an article to see these things about Kamala Harris. He named the article, but I don't remember the full name of it. But even that I can get the receipt for if you're interested. So man talking another thing that they ripped Tulsi Gabbard for, sorry, not Tulsi Gabbard, Kamala for, is that black people who were locked up in jail, okay? And when that time passed that they served the entire sentence, Kamala Harris still kept them beyond the sentence for free labor for the state of California. And the judge had to tell Kamala Harris, no, these people don't serve the time. They have no reason to be in jail anymore. Let them go. And this was among the reasons why black people in California didn't love Kamala Harris. That is why even the white girl who was saying that she was Indian, forgot her name. I forgot her name, but she wear glasses. She was saying that she was Indian, but it showed that it wasn't true. She even got more votes, and she wasn't like, and she got more votes in California than Kamala Harris. Remember, Kamala Harris had to drop out because she wasn't performing, even in her own state. So these are things people like to forget. Me saying Trump is not an angel, but a lot of what they're projecting on Trump is the reflection in the mirror as to what they do see in the mirror when they look in the mirror. They're seeing the reflection, and a lot of it they're projecting on Trump, but it's their own reflection. Trump ain't no angel, but like I said, it's the reflection, a lot of it is the reflection they're projecting on Trump. And I always believe, tell the truth. I always believe in being truthful. You know? And there's a lot of other things that can be said as well. But the main thing, when I talk, I just don't talk off the cuff of my head.
I know, but I know, but you know, it's just that I feel like you expend a little too much energy doing what it seems like defending Trump.
Well,
and now,
I will defend
and,
him if lies are thing against him. Of course, I would defend anybody once lies are aimed against that person. I would defend that person, but I mean
and it doesn't mean, for example, I mean, Tulsi Gabbard is not exactly an avatar of truth in my opinion. I mean,
hold on, Jamster, not to cut you off, but during the first clip, what I was telling about with Tulsi Gabbard and Joe Biden ripping Kamala. Kamala had the opportunity, they gave Kamala the opportunity to respond, and she did not address what they brought up. Or she thought, well, she was for reforming the system and making marijuana legal, and she never addressed those issues that they brought up against her. She never addressed it. She ran from it.
I wonder if you would
look at the videos.
I wonder if you would ever say anything good about Kamala, because it doesn't seem so.
Kamala Harris, well, with all due respect, where Kamala Harris, I sure she have good things about her, but at the moment, I cannot name any right now. At the moment.
And Trump has good things about him?
If Trump, everybody got good things about
him.
No.
No. I asked you about Trump.
Yeah, Trump got good things about him.
Really?
But Trump won awards. Trump won awards with Muhammad Ali and the black woman who refused to go behind the bus, and Rosa Parks, and there are pictures with them flashing the rewards. And not only that, a lot of black people before he entered politics used to be praising Trump. Whoopi Goldberg used to be praising Trump. You see. You see, these are the other side.
So let me ask you a question. Yeah, give me a yes or no answer. You think he is fit to be president again?
None of them fit to be president.
No, that's not what I ask you. I'm talking about Trump.
Not fit to be president.
Okay.
Trump ain't even near being fit to be president.
But this is what you need to be talking about. I don't all this other stuff you be talking about. I mean.
And when you all are talking things about Trump that ain't true.
But who cares about what? But yeah, but I'm not. I'm not interested in sounding like I'm defending him, even if I'm not. So I would not waste. I would not waste like you. I would not waste my energy, coming. Oh, you guys are being unfair. He didn't say that. Or no, I have no interest in that.
Energy defending Kamala.
Yes, I would. I wouldn't because we're talking about two different people. Your actors though they're the same, and they're not.
I'm not saying that the same. What I'm saying, Kamala has a lot of skeletons in her closet too.
I'm sure she does, but she's a far cry from Agent Orange, you know.
How so? Like I just mentioned, she keeping evidence that will clear people in jail and that sort of stuff. That's a lot of wickedness. Abortion is a lot of wickedness too.
Okay.
That's a lot of wickedness, Trevor.
Okay.
Yeah, but none of them is biblically qualified to be president. And I would say that.
Really? I don't know if anyone is. I don't know if anyone is biblically. I mean, especially in your mind, is anyone biblically qualified to do anything? It doesn't seem
Yes,
so.
there are people. I could name people who are. But not these two.
Okay.
Okay, Jamster, but always keep in mind, Jamster, I don't talk off the cuff of my head. I always have my receipt, but it's just that it might take me a while to get them. But they're there.
Okay.
Take care, God bless, and I'd like to tell everybody, if you die without Jesus Christ, you're going to end up in hell for all eternity. Only the blood of Jesus Christ can save you from your sin and from hell. Thank you, Jamster. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Well, so yeah. So there we go. We have I mean Gregory Assad said he comes across as those as sounding like he's defending someone who is indefensible, in my opinion. So bring me your call 662-0989 and 466-0989. Let me see if there are any. Okay, I'm trying to get my phone to behave here. Okay. So it's Monday, October 28th, and we have Halloween coming up on I think it's Thursday. We have the U.S. elections happening on next Tuesday, which also happens to be another silly holiday that we observe and celebrate. Talking about Guy Fawkes, which supposedly marks the date. I'm not sure if it's necessarily. Yes, it marks the date that Guy Fawkes, I think, a gentleman from the Cromwellian period, I think, if I remember correctly, in England, who tried to, who had a plot to burn down the House of Parliament. And I think he had these explosives stored in the basement under the floor of the Parliament, and the plan was to blow up the Parliament. And I don't think that came to fruition. I think they may have found out, and they, I think they hung him or something. They hanged him or something like that. And hence, all these years later, we are celebrating Guy Fawkes Day, which to me makes no sense. I mean, it has nothing to do with us. But, it's an excuse. It's an excuse to light squibs and all these other things. Sparklers and rockets and other fireworks. But yeah. So that is going to coincide with the U.S. election. So I imagine a lot of people will be maybe watching the news channel of choice with fireworks going off in the background outside as the kids run around and light their bombs and ignite their sparklers and the whole thing. So we shall see how that works out, both the election and Guy Fawkes. Let's hope we can keep it safe. Okay, let's take a break. It's okay. Well, we have a call coming in. Caller, go right ahead.
Good afternoon, James.
Oh, hi. What's up?
Okay. You know what I don't understand about these religious zealots?
Mm-hmm.
They would tell you with a face of brass that we're here to elect. We're not here to elect a priest or a pastor. We're here to elect the president. And so character doesn't count. moral stuff doesn't count, right? It's as if in this particular space of time, they become totally worldly. It's not about spirituality anymore. It's all about worldliness. And I don't know how you could balance that with being as a Christian zealot. It just doesn't match up. Right? I mean, you can't say that, well, Donald Trump, yes, he's a devil, but we're dealing with the real world, and therefore, if the devil can do something that I want him to do, let the devil do it. You're dancing with the devil. That's what you're doing. I thought Christians weren't supposed to do that. So here we are, all these Christians supposedly supporting Donald Trump, and they have no qualms about doing it. Right? And it's one of the amazing examples, the most amazing display of hypocrisy and double standards I've ever seen, if you've seen anything. I just don't understand how you can explain it. What's Greg's explanation for this?
I honestly don't. I honestly don't understand it. And over on the U.S. side, you see this weird paradoxical sort of commingling of supposed Christianity and support of this madness. I don't understand. It has nothing to do with Christianity or Christian principles. Diametrically opposed. I do not understand it.
Totally opposed. I mean, that's what I mean.
I don't understand.
It's impossible to fathom, right? It's just inexplicable. There's no way anybody can explain this.
I mean, and this has been going on for a while because you remember back in the days with Jerry Falwell and what were they called again? The moral majority and all these people.
Yeah, the moral majority and so on.
I'm like, what? What do you guys stand for? You certainly don't stand for the Bible or Christ or any of that stuff. When you're on board aiding and abetting racism and this virulent nativism and all this stuff that has nothing whatsoever to do with the Bible, and they get up and I mean,
but they aside, the Christian evangelicals aside, you have to ask yourself, why is the race so close? Why?
Well, I should tell you,
of Americans feel comfortable with a man like this leading them.
I don't know if you know about a lot of.
He is unlike any other president before.
Exactly. I'm wondering what.
He's redefining what a president should be.
Yes, I'm wondering what the Republican let's say campaign culture and candidate culture and candidate profile, what it'll be like after he's gone. Because I mean, I'm wondering, are we going to be stuck with a bunch of four Trumps for the next 20 years, and Trump clones or people wannabe Trumps? I mean, what?
Yeah, that's the danger. I mean, that is if you're allowed to an election after. Anyway, if he has his way, it would be democracy Putin style.
But the thing I'm wondering if you don't know that about all these fake polls that have been, because that I was reading and someone pointed out to me that I had heard about these fake polls that guy, there's this guy for the Inquirer who had admitted that they were doing a lot of fake polls back in 2020, and I imagine it's still going on because that's the only thing that explains it.
No, but the thing is, there are some traditional polls that are saying the same thing as well, and you have to wonder if this isn't
Traditional doesn't mean traditional doesn't mean infallible.
No, it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, when you look over the years, the polls have generally been right? So you can't dismiss them.
So I mean,
but you have to wonder if this is not an attempt to drum up interest and so on, because that sells newspaper. I mean, not newspapers. I don't even say newspapers, but sell the media as well.
So you're saying, so you're discounting Alan Lichman's process this time then?
What process is that?
You know, Alan Lichman, the guy who's predicted the last few elections except for one, which was the 2001 with Gore and Bush.
Okay, well,
technically, you could argue technically that he wasn't wrong for that either.
No, but as long as you can find one exception, you're in trouble, because there is nothing. The thing about this particular election, I mean, there hasn't been one like it in living memory, where the issues are so divisive, the country is so divided, and the stakes are so high. Right, and that I think is what makes it interesting, yes, but it also makes it almost like an inflection point where anything can happen after, right? Anything can happen, and this idea of Trump is just being Trump, so you don't have to light a lamp to look for him, and just dismiss him as if he has no power and authority is dangerous. Okay, he is the one who's going to have the finger on the nuclear trigger. He is the one who's going to have the most powerful army on earth at his beck and call, and even threatening to use them against all enemies, real or imagined, including American citizens. That's dangerous, and people are going to dismiss all that because they feel that they had it better when he was in power. I mean, how many times have we heard that really and truly the President of the United States, in that capitalist economy up there, the President of the United States have very little maneuvering power? Right? I mean, even the Federal Reserve Board have more maneuvering power than the president. That is why, by the way, Donald Trump essentially wants the Federal Reserve Board to be under his command as well. Okay? But to think that they are willing to risk so much with the idea that they had it better under Donald Trump, when in fact he had very little control of the economy. That's just the way capitalism is, right? There are too many factors in there. It's not like a command economy where the dictator decides all kind of economic policies. The president is limited in what he can do. Okay? So I don't know. Next Tuesday is going to be a watershed moment, I think, not just for the United States, but for the rest of the world, right? And everybody should be paying attention, I think, to it, right? I mean, Kamala Harris is saying that it's not going to be a continuation of Biden, but
what's wrong with the continuation of Biden? This is the thing I don't get.
Right, that's the whole point. The narrative has been that look at the number of people who feel that America is headed in the wrong direction. If you ask what was wrong with it,
that makes no sense to me.
Most Americans feel that America was headed in the wrong direction.
Did you see, I saw the headline on The Economist last week. talking about the envy of the world, talking about
Right.
how great the U.S. economy has been doing post COVID, and
But
right
they
up
don't
to
feel so. And you see, that's the thing. As far as the economist is concerned, the macro numbers are what's important. But to the rank and file American, I mean, still have to be struggling, right? In other words, the fat cats are getting fatter, so something must be the economy must be doing well, but the ordinary person catching hell, right? And the thing is, the ordinary person seem to identify more with the fat cats than themselves. Okay? That's another strange phenomenon. Okay? The Trump is going to be giving them more tax, the rich more tax cuts, okay, while Kamala Harris is going to tax the rich more. Okay? But that is not an attractive, for some reason, that is not attractive to the majority of Americans. It's that strange phenomenon where people would identify. I remember someone in the States introduced was going to introduce a tax for the very wealthy. And people voted against it in that particular state with the logic that, well, maybe one of these days I'll be rich and I won't want to be taxed too. You know, that's strange kind of logic, right? And you can't explain it, but that's the electorate you have to deal with. And I think why Trump might win is that one thing he's good at is exploiting people's fears, knowing the base part of American instincts, and exploiting it better than the Democrats. You know, and there are some people on both sides actually are saying, can't believe that the race is really as close as it's going to be. Both sides are claiming that in the final analysis, it's going to be a landslide for one or the other, even with the polls as they are. And so that's going to be interesting as well. Because it's really close and it's controversial. We're back to another, when it is January 6th.
Yeah, I mean, we have a cocktail of variables that we've never seen before.
Yeah. It's a different election.
Everything is different. I mean, you look at one thing, but then you have to go and say, oh, well then there's this. I mean,
yeah.
There's this confounding detail,
really
you know. Yeah.
Interesting punditry, but in the final analysis, you're going to have some really serious implications, I suspect.
I still think she's going to win, though.
Well, we're all hoping that she's going to win.
I mean, and I take you. I mean, you know, you're speaking to the choir as far as the variables. But I remember back in 2020, I have this thing I do where I take a very considered look at the facts and the way things are going. Maybe the things all the variables, and I crunch them and I go. I remember, and last time I said I think Biden will win, and Biden did win by what is it, 6 million or 7 million votes.
Yeah, and that was after a chaotic. So you have to wonder.
But
why would he have won if President Trump's tenure was so good? How come he didn't win the second term easily?
Exactly.
You know, so all this talk about well, things were so good then. How come people didn't vote for him then?
Exactly.
You know, so.
But the confounding thing here is, you wonder if this is Hillary Clinton 2.0, the sexism factor. I like to say there's no such thing as sexism,
which,
but
most likely is still there.
You know, this thing about guys not wanting a woman to be, or not feeling a woman can be president, and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
I don't know. You know, there's that cohort, but you really don't know how. You know, it's small. You don't know how small it is, and you don't know how significant numerically that could be.
Well,
You know?
but in a close election, even if it's small,
Yeah.
it can matter, right? And it might be bigger than we think too, because just like anywhere else, there's a backlash when men feel that they're threatened by women. There's always that backlash that you have to look out for. Okay? And we can't quantify it in this case, but there's always that, you know? And like I said, Trump's team is playing to that, you know, like basically saying that, well, we're the manly group, we're catering to the young men, the young working class men. They're on our side. Let them stay with the women, you know, and he's exploiting that. You know, how you know you ask yourself, just like how yes, probably the Democrats were taking the black vote for granted over the years, okay, but blacks voted Democrats for a reason. Just like how can any Puerto Rican vote for Trump after what was said last night about
Exactly.
the island?
But why is that getting?
Floating garbage, floating island of garbage?
But why is that getting more play than what he said about black people? With reference to the watermelon.
What watermelon? What
He said something about black people carving watermelons or something, or something like that.
Well, for one thing, it will get more. Again, is what's taken for granted. It will get more airplay because the Puerto Rican and Latino vote is up for grabs, unlike the black vote. There's no question that the Democrats would win the majority of the black votes, but they can't say the same thing about Hispanic and Latino voters, right? So at this last moment, I would imagine anything that can move the needle there will be used. Okay? So I suspect that is what at play here. But I don't know. I still have images of him. And I am from Puerto Rico. I still have images of him throwing paper towels at those people. You know?
Don Lemon.
It will never ever go away from my recollection. And I don't see it going away from Puerto Ricans either. That was what he mean.
Yeah, Don Lemon had a shot. He had a shot last night where he was saying he thinks this is the October surprise that's gonna bring down Trump's campaign. I don't agree. But yeah, steady. I'll play it. I want to play it for people. Wait.
You want to see the October surprise that just might kill Donald Trump's chances of becoming president? This one stupid racist joke. Watch.
I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico.
It wasn't funny, and it was bad, and the campaign knew it, and they released a statement almost immediately trying to distance Donald Trump from the comedian and that joke. But not before some really high-profile stars started reposting videos of Kamala Harris's support of Puerto Rico, like Bad Bunny, J-Lo, and Ricky Martin. They have hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of loyal fans. That comedian, Kill Tony, may have just killed Donald Trump's chances of becoming president with one racist joke.
I'm not convinced, but yeah, I take the point.
I think it was in one of the battleground states, is it Pennsylvania,
Mhm.
where it's several hundred Puerto Ricans live there.
Yeah, well, that's
I mean, that is significant.
Miami is where Florida is where most of them live, but yeah, I know a lot of them live in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, actually.
Most of them live in Florida.
In Florida,
Well,
that's what they
most
said.
Latinos live
No,
in Florida.
but the Puerto Ricans proper,
well?
yeah, Puerto
I thought a
Ricans
lot of them
proper.
were in the New York area.
Yeah, but apparently the most live in Florida. I imagine they probably would move to where Spanish is spoken more. They probably feel more comfortable or whatever. You know.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
But
Yeah.
those three states have high numbers of Puerto Ricans.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania,
I
New
mean,
York,
in one of them,
and
it was by less than 100,000 votes that won the state. I mean, you can't rule out the significance in a close election.
I mean, Donald Trump is the first politician I see who self-sabotage actually seems to help him. I don't understand it. I don't understand.
Teflon Don, man. Everything just rolls off his back. He gets away with everything.
Because you know what they're gonna say. Well, he didn't say it. It was the comedian. We didn't tell him what to say, and you know, and they're just gonna eat it and say, okay, yeah, well, he didn't say it. Boy, what about all the other terrible things he said that
Exactly.
that are just equally bad or worse? You know.
It's amazing. I mean, it's really amazing. You have to wonder exactly what these people thought processes are that could actually vote for a leader like that. You know, absolutely no character, no completely immoral. You know, just divisive and just virulent. But
I have a feeling.
President won, so
I'd like to believe that as much as they're saying that you know, black men are voting for Trump, I would like to believe that need is gonna move in the last week. You know, the last few days. I feel so.
You think they will have whatever change of heart when they go in there? They just can't do it.
I hope so.
But yeah,
And even
hope so.
and I'm thinking whatever deficit comes about because of black men peeling off, I feel like they'll be made up by women going out to vote.
Let's
and
hope so.
and
But you know what's another danger lurking there? I don't know if you've listened to any of Van's interaction with the media. The guy's slick, you know.
which one?
I mean, generally all of them, he's slick. He makes a spirit. The last one I saw was with Jake Tapper. Yesterday.
Oh, you're talking about Trump?
Huh?
You mean Trump speaking
Vance, the vice president
to...
candidate.
Oh, Vance, yeah. Oh, God, yeah, yesterday was terrible.
Yeah. The guy's slick.
I mean,
You know,
the guy sat there and was bald-faced, lying and being evasive and trying to browbeat.
He speaks well. He's smooth, and he comes over as in your face, kind of don't back down, kind of thing. And you have to wonder, this guy can actually be president at some point.
I mean, I was watching him. I was like, oh my God, this guy's dangerous.
Yeah, because Jake Tapper is experienced, but he basically was talking over him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the guy is really smooth, man. I mean, you got to watch people like that because they can be very influential. You know.
The funny thing is, Jake was very. He was all over him, but Jake kind of still conceded at one point. And I feel like he should have kept going at him the way he was going at him.
Yeah. I mean, he defended Trump more than Trump could defend himself.
Yeah.
Trust me. You know, he can spin.
And I feel like he should have pointed out the inconsistencies and the incongruities that pertain to Vance with reference to the things he has said in the past and the things he now defends either tacitly or directly. either by.
Of course, but they're quite willing to talk about Kamala's.
Yes. This is the thing that kills me.
Double standard.
This is the things that kills me. I think I actually, let me see. I think I actually saved that yesterday when Thing was talking about that. Michelle Obama.
Yeah,
man, it's
right.
crazy. It's just crazy to me what these people.
Thing had a line on that too. What's his name? Van Jones.
Yeah.
He had a line on that too.
Trump can be lawless and
but
Kamala has to be
must
flawless. Has to be flawless.
You know?
Yeah. I thought that was pretty good actually. Yeah. I thought that was pretty good. Let me see if I find where is.
But I can't wait for Tuesday to come. Get it over
yes,
with.
get it over with. Yeah.
We're saturated now, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. Let me play this.
This is too much, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, if there's a crescendo up to election day, we could expect more fireworks, more excitement.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. All right.
Okay, yeah. Let me play this.
Can someone tell me why we are once again holding Kamala to a higher standard than her opponent? We expect her to be intelligent and articulate, to have a clear set of policies, to never show too much anger, to prove time and time again that she belongs. But for Trump, we expect nothing at all.
That's former First Lady Michelle Obama. She blasted Donald Trump while campaigning for Kamala Harris in Michigan. Right?
In any other profession or arena, Trump's criminal track record and amoral character would be embarrassing, shameful, and disqualifying. I hope that you'll forgive me if I'm a little angry that we are indifferent to his erratic behavior, his obvious mental decline, his history as a convicted felon, a known slumlord, a predator found liable for sexual abuse. All of this while we pick apart Kamala's answers from interviews that he doesn't even have the courage to do, y'all. We need all of you, because right now, as you know, this race is close. It's too close for my liking.
And Obama's remarks focused on the importance of women's health. So here she is on that.
If we don't get this election right, your wife, your daughter, your mother, we as women will become collateral damage to your rage. If we want to elect someone with a character that is worthy of the Oval Office, someone with the strength of heart to guide our country to a better day, we have got to what?
Yeah. So, you know, it's just stunning to me. It's stunning to me what this guy gets away with. Yeah. So let me take a quick break, and I'll come back on the other side.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM. We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9 Win FM.
Double the cash back. Double the groceries. Double the savings. Only at Hortford's Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Store. Happening now, when you make a higher purchase, you'll get double cash back coupons for double the free groceries. Are you serious? Shop for the furniture and appliances you need, and we'll help you fill your fridge and kitchen too.
Nah, me.
But that's not all. You'll also have a chance to win free groceries for a year or a 4-piece living room set that will transform your space into a cozy haven.
Say what?
Don't miss out on double the rewards and double the savings. Visit Hortford's Furniture and Appliances or Ashley Furniture Home Store today and start your journey to a better home and a fuller kitchen.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit any Hortford's location for details.
Double the deals, double the delight, double the cash back Cashback, double the groceries, double the savings. Only at Hortford's Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Stores, happening now.
Looking for the perfect bed? It's the time for Beds Rest Easy, Dream Big, Save Bigger sales event at Hostage Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Store. Get 25% off cash prices on all beds, bedroom sets, whether you're upgrading or starting fresh. We've got your dream bedroom set waiting just for you. Plus, enjoy double cash back on all higher purchase items. Don't miss your chance to rest easy, dream big, and save bigger. Hurry to Hosford's today. The time for Beds Rest Easy, Dream Big, Save Bigger sales event is on now, but only for a limited time. Hosford's, where quality meets comfort.
So we're back with the final the final bit. It's 1:16, so we've got about 14 minutes left on Voices. Now, you've heard us talk about the Alan Lichtman, the historian Alan Lichtman. He's also a professor. I think is it George Washington University? Can't remember. But he's worked out a system of keys, 13 keys, which have successfully predicted the last few elections, maybe about going back to about 2000. And if a candidate drops, you can drop to 5 of those keys and you can still win. So 8 of those keys have to be true of the 13 for you to win. So here he is with News Nation's Chris Cuomo. Chris Cuomo, former CNN anchor. And he wants to know will Lichtman's prediction hold up? Because Mr. Lichtman has predicted that Kamala Harris will win. Okay, so here we go. Give it a go.
Keys, metrics that when you look at them, if you get the majority against you, you're going to lose. And they take into consideration all these measures of the status quo, but also the individual. He says, based on the keys, although he's never done a race like this one before, Harris wins. But I don't see it. So I wanted to bring him back in. Professor Lichtman joins us now.
Great to see you,
first,
Chris.
Good to see you, Professor, as always. And I call you Professor because you are, but also in deference because you teach me all the time, and I benefit from you very greatly as a tool in my trade. One thing we both agree with, you have been getting a lot of teeth on the hiney in this election cycle that is different than your experience in the past. Even if people didn't like your prediction, they have not responded to it the way they are now. Tell us.
Yes. First of all, my predictions are totally nonpartisan. I predicted the 2 most conservative presidents of our time, Ronald Reagan and Donald Trump, along with liberals like Barack Obama. And believe me, predicting Trump did not make me very popular in 90% plus Democratic D.C., where I teach at American University. I've been doing this for 42 years, and I'm constantly getting criticism. But Chris, I have never experienced anything close to the hate that has been reaped upon me this time. I've been getting feedback that is scurrilous, vulgar, violent, threatening, and even beyond that, the safety and security of my family has been compromised. We've had to notify the police. We've had to take very strong preventive measures. This should never happen in our society. And I have to say, I attribute it to the toxic influence of Donald Trump, a guy who's constantly stoking violence, who calls his opponent vermin ought to be exterminated. I guess because I'm not predicting him, I count as vermin as well. But, you know, I get some amusing criticism too. I can't tell you how many people say, I can't be trusted because I'm wearing a wig. Well, Chris, the hair is real, even though I'm 77.
Well, good to hear it, Professor. Sorry to hear about the other part. But you look, these days, that's what we sign up from. And I take solace I take solace in the fact that it's almost, for me, all social media. It used to be that when people wanted to kill me, they were with real groups and had real access and would give you a real plan. Now, it's just, you know, some jerk who's popping off most of the time. All right, so now, help me understand something.
Yeah.
Here's how I see it. Tell me what I have wrong. It's a grievance election. Therefore, it is Trump's to lose because he is the outsider. He is the disruptor. Harris is not running against Trump as much as she is running against that grievance. Groceries are not what they were. It's on your watch. The border's a mess. Absolutely on your watch. And then I didn't like Biden because I thought that he was losing it. They did a weird swap in with you, and you are not some huge figure that changes my analysis of my grievance. You lose. What am I getting wrong?
Yeah, nothing personal. I love you. I think you're brilliant. What you're getting wrong is you can always cherry pick particular factors and say these factors are going to decide the election. You could cherry pick other factors like those who called it for Harris and make the opposite argument. That's why it's nothing personal, but I don't take any prediction from anyone that doesn't have an extensive track record of successful advanced predictions. I have a 40-year record. I'm not saying everyone has to have a 40-year record. So my predictions have stood the test of time, and my indicators have always been right. And there are a very wide range of indicators that look at the economy,
let's put them up. Dusty, did you have the 13?
Foreign policy, and don't cherry pick individual.
So let's just look at it real fast. Party mandate.
Okay, so let me just read the keys just so you guys can follow. Okay, so Professor Lichtman's 13 keys to the White House are party mandate. They all have to be true. All have to be true for the person to win. So party mandate, number 1. Party contest, number 2. Number 3 is incumbency. Number 4 is third party. Number 5 is short-term economy. Number 6, long-term economy. Number 7, policy change. Number 8, social unrest. Number 9, scandal. 10, foreign policy failure. Number 11, foreign policy success. 12, incumbent charisma. And 13, challenger charisma.
Okay, fine. She's got it, even though that's a little bit of a weird one.
No, she
party
loses
contest. Right. She loses party mandate. Why?
It's based on U.S. House elections, and the Democrats lost House seats in 2022.
All right, so party contest is the one I'm talking about. But she...
Yeah, you know, I was very critical of the Democrats because I thought they were not only going to bump out Biden, but head for a big party brawl and lose both the incumbency key and the contest key, which is very specifically defined. And no White House party since 1900 has ever won re-election when they've lost both those keys. Maybe the Democrats listened to me. I doubt it, but they, for once, seem to have grown a spine and a brain, and they united overwhelmingly behind Harris, avoiding the loss of the contest key.
See, I have a different take on the party contest key because I believe they screwed it up by not having a real primary. But okay, mandate, contest, incumbency.
I'm sorry. As I said, I get this every day. People saying, we know better how to define your keys. That's fine. Develop your own prediction system. But if you're going to use my system, you got to stick to how the keys are defined.
Okay, so incumbency, we get it. Third party, he's out of it. He joined Trump. Short-term economy, you know, I think short-term economy, long-term economy, even though she could make the case, I think with the voters, they go against her.
But that's not how the key is defined. Voter sentiment changes all the time. I just saw a poll yesterday where she's leaped ahead of Trump on who's better for the economy. But that's not how the keys are defined. They're very objective, very quantitative. The short-term economic key says there's no recession in the election year, which there isn't. The long-term economy key says real per capita growth, which takes into account inflation, during the term has to be at least equal or greater than the average of the previous 2 terms, which includes Trump, and the Biden average is twice. It's not what I think These keys not only have been predictive for 40 years, but developmentally, they go all the way back to 1860 when we had no planes, no automobiles, no radio, no television. Women couldn't vote. Blacks were enslaved. So they're incredibly robust. And of course, people are free to think what they want, but this is how the keys were developed and have stood an enormous test of time. Chris, can I be wrong? Of course, I'm a human being. 160 years pattern can be broken, but the problem is you never know until afterwards.
All right. Listen, Professor, we'll talk about it once more, I hope, before the election, and then we'll talk a lot after it, okay?
I always own up to my predictions. I can always be falsified.
Listen, you got no problem with me, Professor Lichtman. I've been a fan and a friend for a long time, and that's never going to change. Professor Alan Lichtman, thank you very much. We'll see. I'll check in with you next week. Hey, thank.
So yeah, that was Professor Alan Lichtman going through his keys with Chris Cuomo, now of News Nation. I don't know if you guys know News Nation. In case you guys are wondering, it's a 24-hour news channel. Used to be WGN. The owners of WGN, they dumped WGN. They were doing WGN America. They canned that and started their own right of center news channel. It's called News Nation, and that's where Chris Cuomo works now. Carlo, go ahead.
Yeah, Trevor, Jamster?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I would like to say, in the end, really and truly, only God one knows the future, and nobody else. I would never say who's going to win from who ain't going to win, because I do not know the future. Also, I listened to you and Mr. McMahon talking, and like I said, the only way people like you all, for example, could make Kamala Harris look good and Trump look bad is by not addressing problematic issues with her. But when you address the problematic issues with her, you find that really both of them, like I've said, are not qualified for the office. And Mr. McMahon put it as though I'm saying, okay, vote for Trump. Trump is qualified for the office. Forgetting that I have said, when you asked me, and my answer to you was that none of them are qualified for the office. And he brought up an issue which also confounds me as well. Because he said that there are Christians who just say that I'm not voting for a pastor, I'm not voting for a pope or something like that. And that is quite true, because that also confounds me as well. Because the person who's supposed to be in government, supposed to be a biblically qualified person, first of all being a man of God who is filled with the knowledge of the scriptures and who are filled with the Holy Spirit. These are supposed to be the qualification of people who are leaders, which in obviously none out of these two, even in the third parties, meet. None of them meet these qualifications. So apparently McMahon did not listen to what I said. But, in order to make somebody look bad and somebody look good, a lot of the time we don't address the issues that are problematic to the person who we want to make look good, So I just want to say that, but above all this, God is the answer for everything. Only God one has the solution. And we run in problems when we disobey the Bible, but the answers and solutions are only in the Bible for all of life. And salvation is only by the blood of Christ to save us from our sins and from hell. Thank you very much.
Okay. Well, that's probably going to be a good way to bring curtains down, because it's 1:29. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's all very everyone has their own opinion and so on. And I'm going to die on the hill that says, I guess me and Mr. McMahon will die on the same hill, because I'm going to die on the hill that says, true piety and anything to do with Donald Trump and not the end. You can't say that you're a God-fearing Christian and yet support and support and big up this kind of behavior and this kind of politics and mischaracterize the teachings of the Bible and all this kind of stuff. But so yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it there. Like one of my calls always say, I think I've said enough. So this is how I'm going to close it down. I'm saying special thanks to our sponsors and Hosford to sponsor the final half of Voices. That's going to do it for Voices. So we will be back on Wednesday for Voices. So this is Jamsa signing off on behalf of Socrates.
We're different. We're